Welcome to the Friday upper body 2 workout. Upper body 1 is on Monday, upper body 2 is on Friday. Now, public service announcement. If you do not have a specific reason to watch this, you probably shouldn't. It's just going to be a waste of your time and painfully boring. So I don't want to make anybody out there's lives boring. So please don't watch this. Like I said, it's going to be boring. Anyway, I got to find a better way to say that. Unless you have a very specific reason to watch this video, you're just going to waste your time. All the other editorializing is unimportant. Some people would say that's neurotic. Some people who get off on ultra specificity, ultra specificity. I can hear the word in my head that I just can't say. Specificity. Specifics. Anyone who is hardcore into specifics, from neuroticism to eroticism about the neuroticism. All right. Anyway, in other words, if neuroticism gets you hot and ultra specifics get you hot, this is the video for you, because I'm going to go deep into the specifics. No, it's really not. And that's probably me just false advertising right there. Maybe I will go into the specifics. Maybe I won't. I really don't know. What I do know is it starts out... I'm actually going to say the whole thing now. Let's see how long it takes. All right. It starts out warm-up 1, warm-up 2, 5 exercises, then me talking. There is going to be, within the exercise portion, the actual workout, there's going to be a breath of a rest period where I'll be doing some deep breathing exercises. Here's the order of the exercises. Warm-up, 3 chin-ups in an L shape, 4 glide downs, which is just eccentric use of the muscles. I don't know if it works, but it's fun to try. If nothing else, you have fun with it. Then, the second part of the warm-up is going to be 13 push-ups with little push-up bars. Then it's going to be 7 squats and 6 what I call just bends, which is just me bending. All this kind of stuff is going to try to warm up, get the blood pumping. Then after that, we head out to incline bench. Then it'll be a chest machine simulating a flat bench. Then it will be what I call cable pull downs, which is that exercise mostly. I don't know if I'll do a straight arm or a little bit of bend in the arm, or lots of bend and then turn. It changes, whatever feels good on that one. Then it'll be come back in for hammer curls. Then the last thing is bent over flies. Get my special little chair, get the actual dumbbells underneath my legs, and bent over flies. That only took maybe 2 minutes worth of explanation. And now we start. L-shape chin-ups in an L. 1, 2, 3. Only 3 because this is a warm-up after all. Then glide downs. I just made that up as far as the name goes. There's probably a better name somewhere. But hey, or swing downs or glide downs, whatever. If I jump forward, I get this swing motion, which is kind of fun on your muscles. So we'll do the first 2 jumping, then we'll do the second 2 kind of going backwards. Oh yeah, you don't have to bring your knees up either. Maybe I should do like a 4 count on that. So we'll try with a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, that was more of a swing count. How many times did I swing back and forth? Now this time, instead of jumping forward, Maybe I'll jump backwards a little bit, so I'll put my top of my head right there. Hopefully I won't bump myself into anything. Oh, that is a lot less swinging. So feet forward, kind of jumping backwards, a lot less swinging. All right, that felt smooth, but that might not have been slow enough. Okay. Now, all right. Put a little light. That light's good. You know what? Since my double bass pedal is broken, I do have to fix that. This is an area where I do a little, well, should be doing, if my double bass pedal wasn't broken, specific training towards double bass. This side's broken. Double bass and snare work. Just double bass and snare. And this snare is pretty special because the rim is kind of a lot of fun. Then there's the yoga mat here too. So there's all sorts of good stuff going on right here. I'm gonna move that over a little bit. I should not put the feet on top of the yoga mat. All right, there we go. Good view, so I can see that both my hands are off the push-up bars. I am gonna move it. Yeah, that's not gonna make much difference right there. There, I'll be able to see if my legs are straight and my back is straight. So that's why that's going there. I know, it seems like I'm wasting a lot of time. And in a way I am, but all in an effort trying to get things done halfway decently. Wonder how old this water is. That's not water. No, it's water. It's not bad. All right. All right, let's do this. Oh, did a little bit of the stretch out beforehand. Always do. If need be, I will film the stretch out, but I don't see any need for that. People stretch in different ways, and every time I stretch, it seems a little different every time. So I haven't figured out a method that I want to catalog to myself or hold myself accountable for. This stuff, I get to watch it and hold myself accountable. Hey, was that really a complete repetition? Was that really a full extension? Was your back straight? All that kind of stuff. All right. So, oh, by the way, grab like this or grab like that. I'm trying to do a lot of my grabs thumb over instead of thumb under. I'm going to do the same thing for these. I think I've been doing nothing but thumb under for the longest time. So, oh, these things turn really well when you do thumb over. Whew. Oh, my back straight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Kind of took my time on that, really tried to breathe. I think that's a good thing. Maybe that helps with blood flow. Maybe it's taking a little bit out of me. Don't know. We'll find out in the workout. Possibly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Then bends. 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. Gonna do a breathing exercise before this thing kicks off. Here's a fun fact. Been doing the intermittent fasting thing. The last 3 days, including today, have been over 20 some hours of fasting. So usually, sometimes at hour 20, I'm not that hungry. It's usually like hour 13, I'm ridiculously hungry. And then it goes away in a couple hours. But today, I had a choice. Could either work out or eat. So I chose the workout instead. And technically, could have eaten 2 hours ago. So I'm at 22 hours right now. Feeling okay, except for the workout. We're going to see how that goes. All right, that looks like lift that up a little bit. That seems like a good place for it. Okay. Breathing exercise. Always with that fucking thing. Whoops. All right. There we go. Still good. Yeah. All right. Ooh, party foul. I did not set up the weights ahead of time. So that's happening right now. Then a breathing exercise. Then it's game on. Notice I say things like game on to try to get myself excited. I did do the script ahead of time. Going to follow the script. The increase. Every workout has an increase from the previous workout. Last week on Friday, the increase was starting with this exercise. So that increased by a little bit, but just for the first set. That's going to stay the same for the first set, but it's going to increase for the second set, and next week it'll increase for the third set. So let's say doing 20 pounds. Let's say I'm lifting 20 pounds. My second set's going to be 15, my third set's going to be 10. But let's say I'm good with 20 pounds. I'm like, that's the exercise I want to increase. So next week I do 25, and then 15, and then 10. The week after that I do 25, 20, 10. The week after that, the third week, when it's all done with its cycle, 25, 20, 15. Then pick the next exercise you want to get strong in, or where you're feeling confident in. That's the way I'm doing the script. All right, stick to the script, get it done. Was a little intimidated by this weight last week, so we'll see if my strength is holding true, or am I floundering? I have tried to go this high before and floundered. Fortunately or unfortunately, I did not videotape that. It was probably pretty funny. Well, not really. Just me kind of like, oh, not doing that. And then kind of putting it down and then struggling to put it back on here. All right, numbers are good. What I mean by the numbers are good, I dial in these weights, make sure they're all set up to the proper weight. All right. I'm gonna sit down for this. Let's really relax. For speed purposes, I'm doing in nose, out mouth. Gonna do fingertip method. Gonna do a set of 7 breath exercises. Now you might be asking yourself, am I timing this? No, I'm taking it easy. Whatever my body wants. However long it wants to slowly take in the breath, however long it wants to hold the breath, however long it wants to exhale, however long it wants to hold after the exhale. Hold nothing, hold on empty. Some people call this box breath. I prefer the term I breathing, like a capital letter I with a flat top and a flat bottom. And the middle is the actual movement of the breath. You're flat when you're full, and the flat bottoms when you're empty and you're holding it. With those, there's no vertical movement. That way I can switch it out and I can say T breathing. Well, T breathing is just inhale, hold, exhale, inhale. There's no hold on the bottom. So that's kind of a fun little thing I can use shorthand for like breath things for myself. I could say T breathing when I'm in my notes, or I could say I breathing. And no, I don't really take too many notes on my breathing. I should. That's back in the should pile. Maybe should pile. It depends. I got some breath work that I'm going to be doing soon. Well, I'm going to be going further and get deeper in, and I'm going to see if notes are required for that. Sadly, I think they are. So, paperwork or digital work. Most of the things I usually prefer digital. I've gradually gone back to paper, partially because I found this notebook. And I'm like, that would be fun for the workout. So I don't really go out and buy notebooks. But if I find scrap pieces of paper and all that kind of stuff, found paper is great. And then like, recycling, throwing away, taking a picture, all that kind of stuff. Then it gets converted digital anyway. All right, enough talking. Breath work has been done. Hopefully I'll remember to do a breathing exercise every single time. In between the sets, there is a rest between 90 seconds and 5 minutes. I'm probably closer to the 5-minute mark than the 90-second mark if I am not over the 5-minute mark. I'm going to be a little bit careful taking these weights off. And I'm going to put them on my legs first, then use my legs to elevate them. Because I want to be careful, I want to be safe, I want to be good. That seems like the safest, best way to do it. Yeah, I'm using my body's momentum to pick them up too, so don't do that too much unless you're comfortable with that weight, because that could really hurt your joints. See people try to pick things up that are just too much weight. It's beyond their comfort zone. Speaking about beyond my comfort zone, if I sit like this for too long, my legs will fall asleep. So there is time sensitivity within this position. I'm ready, and I'm going to go for 6, as per the script. Each set is 2 more, so 6, 8, 10, 3 sets, diminishing weight each time. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something popped. 6, that is right. I don't know if you noticed that. That last repetition barely went to the spot. I didn't have to arch my back or cheat or anything like that, but let's just hope I get stronger so that becomes easier. I am not upping the weight on that anytime soon. But this is the second week that this weight has been upped like this. So, and if I do everything right, no injuries and the weight's not going down, it might, I'm not gonna be very sad, crestfallen, if you will, if I have to diminish the weight. It's all for the progression. Could you imagine just gaining every single exercise for the period of 2 years? Let's do the math on that after I put these away. Because like I said, that's not a good position to be in. I'm going to dial in the numbers, going to do the breath. Oh. Dial it down, man. All right, this is me down. Whew. But this is the set that's increased this week. So it's a little bit heavier than it was last week, but it's still lighter than just what I just did. Oh, this is just the beginning of the workout. All right. Believe it or not, I used to be bigger than this. Last September 2018, I recently saw some folks and they're like, "Did you lose weight?" Just for fun, I said no. Anyway, but yeah, I did. But yeah, I still have a lot to lose. I still have a lot better shape to get into, which is half the fun. Consistently sticking with the script, things are good, gonna make that happen. All right, so bordering on dorky excitement for all this kind of stuff. It's so fucking cool when you just don't care enough about being cool and you're just like, I'm a dork, I'm gonna dork out on this stuff, getting all the woo-woo, getting the mentality of like imagining your muscles growing and all that kind of silliness. It might work. Or I might be just stacking a whole bunch of placebo effects on top of each other and hoping for results. Doing a couple things. Did mention the intermittent fasting. I got a special breathing workout that I do sometimes. I actually want to convert that to an everyday thing. It used to be once a week or twice a month type thing. But maybe switching that up to every day. There's just not enough hours in the day, man. Of course, there's time like this where I'm just seemingly wasting time, but resting is happening. Things are magical happening in this period, so I can actually be well rested enough to push the weight up again, not die out due to fatigue. Comfort tolerance test, mini comfortable workouts. Sometimes 40, 30, 30 for the most part. Intermittent fasting. Going to be delving deeper into my sleep protocol. There's a lot of options here. There's a lot of good things. I go to my dad's house, make sure I have quality time with my dad and quality time with the cats. So that's good. There's a huge part of me that just wants nothing to do with all humanity except for my dad. And, and of course cats and stuff like that. But I'm fighting that. If the wrong person heard this, they'd be like, you shouldn't fight that at all. The world's a lot better if you, no. All right. So there was something I was going to discuss that was in my mind after right before doing that set. I wish I could remember what it was. I knew it had something to do with some sort of progression. Maybe it had something to do with the script. No, that doesn't feel right. I think I already explained the cycle of the weights, how it goes up, how every single time you're doing this. It's the same workout. Monday workout's always the same. Wednesday workout's always the same. Friday workout's always the same. Monday I call it upper 1 because it's upper body. Wednesday I call it lower because there is no lower 2. And Friday today is upper 2. So upper 1 and upper 2 are different exercises, but they both focus on the upper body. There is an amazing amount of weirdness. My throat has been weird lately, but I'm not going to get into that. I want to make my voice super clear. I would love like a 4 octave range or something ridiculous, but am I willing to do the work to put it in? No, I don't even like singing. But I have a feeling that I might be doing some singing, not so soon, but in the future. So, breath time. All right. Same thing as last time. In that moment, I thought about people in my life who I give a damn about. Try to give a damn about most humanity. Also trying to tough up the word care by saying give a damn. It's kind of fun. But anyway, people I care about, because who cares about being tough? Who cares about being lame? I think I might be beyond that at this point. There's something about really not caring, but then like sort of caring about things you didn't care about before. Like I didn't care if I offended people before, and it's their problem, not mine. But now, I don't want to decorate. And hurting people's feelings, even if just because you don't care, seems just like bad decoration. When it's so easy to really care. But anyway, thinking about the people alive and dead, and some of few specific people going through some real hard times in my life, and hoping the best for them. Also knowing I don't know what that best is. I have ideas and notions, but there are some objective truths, but beyond the objective truths, there are so many things that are subjective. And that is both scary and wonderful. Closer. Let's see if I got a good position to lift the stuff up. Here we go. It's going to be a set of 8 repetitions. One set, 8 repetitions coming up. That was a little bit more momentum than I needed on that first one. The second one was more proper, less bang on the joints. I didn't really feel it. Nothing felt bad there, but I am trying to strive for 2 years of no workout injuries. I know that's a lofty goal. Working out consistently every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Strength workouts, no injuries from the strength workouts. All right. Was not ready for that. We'll call that 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 2 more. 7, 8. I'm kind of liking this method of counting. that I just came up upon today by happenstance or serendipity, that is counting at the apex of the workout, of the exercise. Good stuff, because I worry about my counts a little too much. So much so that I actually do extra ones, and that might seem good, but I'm not following the script. Maybe that one extra one didn't allow me to do my best for the next exercise that's coming up into the thing. So, but I'm sure the consistency, it all comes out in the wash anyway. But counting, hey, it seems like it's a good thing. I think I'm gonna make that more of a practice. Whew. Dial in the next one. Yeah. We're on the path. There's the way, and then there's the path. And the path's along the way. A friend of mine said that a couple times. I'm glad it stuck. Okay, so sweaty version of me is going to do the third set of this after this breathing exercise. Stand up, walk for a little bit, maybe grab a little water. Hey, I planned ahead for this. There's water right here. There's an empty bottle. Hey, planned ahead of this. There's a secondary bottle of water right here. Not an empty bottle. That is old and not gold. And doing a great job. That water is doing good things for me. One of these days I want to learn to juggle. Play hacky sack. Juggle with hacky sacks. And then, yeah. Honestly, I used to, believe it or not, I used to be kind of okay with these hacky sack things. Would like to get that back. There's a good sense of movement from that. Last set on the incline bench, and then we don't touch this again till Monday, unless I do something mini or interesting on here. But the strength workouts, this is the quad, this is the real, this is the most important workouts. is this. All right, dialed in there, feeling good. I'm gonna just say I'm feeling good, and for some reason, subjective reality in my own mind will be like, yeah, let's focus on not being injured. Let's focus on the good things that way. There is good in your existence if you know where to look. That's what I'm saying to myself. Are you kidding? These weights are awesome. This bench is sturdy. You're feeling okay. All right, set of 10. Rock and roll and crowd control. Now that was almost a smooth pickup. Oh, I need that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The difference between that first set and that last set I just did is not a lot of weight, but because it's right on my threshold, world of difference. That first set, not easy. This set, vastly easier. Highly recommended. Go into the next exercise feeling strong, I guess. I don't know. All right, I'm not going to use the bench again this workout, but I'm going to use the weights again for the hammer curls. I'm going to put my sweat on the paper just because, I don't know why. Because I didn't want to use, I didn't want to reach over and grab that rag. Oh man, how lazy can you get? Lazy in just the right ways. Lazy for certain things that probably don't matter. Okay, gonna put these numbers in. We'll see how they feel when I get here soon. Feeling it again. I did this last week. Don't worry, I'm not whining. I'm not complaining. I'm just laughing. This is where you go. This is what you do. Oh, you lounge around a little bit. All right, same thing, breathing exercise. Okay. Let's hope this thing is still recording. Yes. Recently I bought a little camera on Amazon. And $35. And it said it gave me a refund. And the guy didn't want me to send the camera back. And he responded in something that was broken English. Not sure work. And it worked for 5 minutes the first time I used it. Second time I used it, needed it for more than 5 minutes. Did a half-hour recording, or something that was probably like an hour recording, and it died within a half hour. And that thing was supposed to be able to run like 4 hours. Came in a bag. The box wasn't there. The labeling was mislabeled. Supposed to have a remote. Didn't come with a remote. Supposed to come with extra battery. Didn't come with extra battery. And supposedly, I have a $35 or $30. I think it's $35. Maybe it only came out to $30. I don't know. Supposedly I have that refund coming up from Amazon, refund given. I've looked. I've tried to put stuff in my basket. I've looked at my credit card online stuff. I don't know where that $30 is. I put something in the basket. It shows the same price. There's no like refund amount. Anyway, so I am confused about Amazon. Maybe I just looked at the refund, and maybe some people just look at the text that says refund given, and they just assume it went back in their credit card without checking. And it never actually does. Wouldn't be the first time something shady like that happened. All right. We are doing the, oh my God, second exercise. Only on exercise 2, and it's been 42 minutes. Oh my goodness. I am slow poking it. That is way too slow. But feeling good. Feeling like I'm breaking new ground. But we're breaking new ground. All right. There's enough light in here. Okay. All right. Ooh, that's kind of like, that's a good flowing thing. All right. These next 3 exercises are a set of 8, then another set of then there's a set of 10. 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10. One, two. Alright, if I remember correctly, this might have been difficult. A lot of things in this chair are difficult. I'm going to have a difficulty association with this chair. I'm just pushing too much weight onto it. I know the leg extensions. Whew. Sometimes those are a bit of an ordeal. Here we go. Okay, I did the breathing, so just second guessing myself or checking myself before I wrecked myself. Please let that not be a premonition. Before I do a good set of 8. Four, 5, 6, 7, getting squirrely. 8. At 7, I was like, oh my goodness, I can't do 10. And then I remembered, oh my goodness, I only have to do 8. The drama. Yeah, there was drama in that one. And then there's pieces of my weight set that are falling off. This one is a set of 10. It's going to be a bit lighter. Should be easier. Dial it in properly. I love this bench. Not this bench, this whole system. Years and years ago, I bought it when I was doing better financially. And it's lasted for a decade. Not a super heavy use. There's been months where I haven't hit it. I'll be honest with that. And there's some times I've hit it hard. But the consistency wasn't there, as you can tell. So I'm turning on the consistency, making this happen. Doing breath exercise. There's something nice about the holds. Holding when you're full, waiting a few heartbeats or whatever, whenever you feel it, then holding when you're basically empty. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can ever actually fully empty myself of air, and thus I don't really even try. I just try to go for a basic empty feeling. And sometimes that's what my body wants. So when I try to hold empty too long, things gets weird. And also if I cut it short, I don't get that fulfillment. But to the 1 or 2 people that watch this, you've already tried it. I know it. I'm not teaching you anything new. But just in case you haven't, hold empty. Hold full. Everybody's held full. They've taken deep breaths and held it. Not so many people hold empty. And like I said, don't go for total empty. It's a very difficult thing to do. And it feels like you never quite get there. You're like, there always seems to be a little bit more that you can choke out of you. All right. The weight is set. I'm here. I'm not quite feeling it, but I'm doing it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I should really wait till I'm at the apex of the exercise before I talk. Good to know. Good to see colors. Woo. This is some interesting feeling. I almost want to lighten up. But I won't. I really hope I don't pass out. I've never passed out working out before. Well, never weight training. All right. All right. Doing bent elbows. Breath exercise, then bent elbows. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Momentum. Sorry. Or sorry about that. The camera stopped. I'm gonna have to splice these two videos together. My mistake. Didn't have everything set up proper ahead of time. The only thing you missed on that one was just me doing a set of 10 on that. It went fine. Didn't pass out, nothing funny. Just a set of 10. It was done. All right. This one's going to be hammer curls. Everything's all set up. I'm just going to do the breathing. So we're set up for breathing. That was a bonus breath because I think I was just a little bit too speedy on that. Now we're doing hammer curls. 2 sets, first set, 8 reps. Oh, I'm totally using momentum on this. That's 6, or at least should be. That's 8. I think all my breath exercises, or almost all of them, have been sitting down. Feels kind of nice, and I'm pretty sure have all been fingertip Hopefully I've remembered to do it in between every single set, or yeah, in between every single set, every single exercise. Four, five, six, seven, 8, 9. Oh goodness. 10. Wow. Normally I can handle that weight. Maybe I took too long of a break in the first sets, or maybe I took not enough break at that second, after the second exercise. I'm not sure. Or maybe I'm just not that strong. It seems like I should be able to do these without much of a problem. I think last week I did the same weight. I know I did the same weight. The numbers prove it. And if I'm in doubt, I can watch the video. But I did that not feeling nearly as wiped as I'm feeling right now. Just so wiped. Maybe it's just 22 hours fasting. Maybe that's it. 22 and some change. Always like the ability to grab my own shoulder. I think I'd be a bit worried if I couldn't touch my own shoulders. Kind of a nutcracker effect on the elbow, I guess. Oh man, hope that never happens to me. May I stay limber. Or become ever more flexible, I guess I should say. All right, breath exercise. And then it's this, bent over flies. Not bent over rows, bent over flies. We got the weight. We got the script. This is a weird one. It is a set of 15. And then it's 4 sets of 5. Total of 5 sets. So it's a bit strange. Not going to do as much breathing exercise. Maybe a quick 3 breath every single time. Just doesn't seem like it's worth it. And I'm going to do a good 7 count breath here. think that's 8. That should be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Chintopia, where your chin just rests against your chest in that ever tired state. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh goodness. Near the end of the workout. My energy. I would love to believe that there's more in the gas tank, and I think there is. I could just fall down and fall asleep right now. And that's what my body's telling me to do. But it could be worse, and I have felt worse. So we can get through this. Stack this in our little stack of things we got through. And it's not a big deal, but I'd love to believe every little bit helps. I think that was 5, not too sure. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, I'm experimenting with breath there. I think I have 2 more sets left. I don't know. Maybe I only have 1 more set left. I'm getting a little delirious. So we're going to go for 2, see if my memory is accurate. It's kind of like in that book, The March or The Walk, Richard Bachman. I think that's a pseudonym for someone else. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure. And matter of fact, I think I even talked to the author about this book specifically like over a decade ago. And I think I said to him, you know that book, The Walk or The March or whatever? It's like, thank you for writing that, but there were some parts in that. And then we both laughed about it, and he's like, I barely remember writing that. That's the pseudonym and all that. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't really have an in-depth conversation with them. But I thanked him. I should have invited them out to have pizza with my family because my dad, my sister, everybody but my mom read a whole bunch of his books. We'd find a book of his and we'd pass it from one to the other. He, in some weird way, became a part of our family. But he didn't know that, but I should have invited them. That's one of my regrets in life. Kind of a thank you, like, hey, you wrote something that brought my family together. And if you want some pizza, come with us and we'll but he probably wouldn't have wanted to because we've just been talking about his books and stuff. So he probably gets enough of that. So maybe it's good I didn't make that offer. Anyway, yeah, 2 more sets, right? Anyway, the part that made me think about the book is what's going on right now, kind of dazed. But the premise of the book is there's this walk, and the walk is as long as everybody drops. There's only one person left that just keeps on walking, and all the other people just drop. I won't go into too much details, but basically, if they go too slow on the walk, they get shot. But if they go too fast, no big deal. But the whole point is just to go further and longer than everybody else. And basically everybody is dead or given up behind you. And always the last person that's in the walk, the one person that wins the walk, is usually in a daze. And they just keep walking. They don't even know reality. They're just like, I gotta walk forward. I'm on automatic pilot. I gotta walk forward. And not able to talk, just in this, like people try to stop them, like, you're done, yay, you won. And they just keep on walking. So yeah, that's sometimes what fatigue is like, because I was getting in that mode with the breathing. But then my brain took over again. For good or for ill, let's do this. Or for good or for ill, my brain took over again. If my brain didn't take over, I'd probably be done by now, so which is best? Gonna do the breathing. Gonna try it with the exercise, see what kind of breathing matches up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not bad. The breath and the rest helped out a lot. Maybe it was the breath. Gonna try to get a little fuller motion on the top. I think I was going shallow there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just for, I'm pretty sure that's the end. Now you get a notion of me talking. I usually sit in a little chair to talk. Today, I'm gonna stand up a little bit. Loosen things up. Oh, just get loose. Oh. All right, I know the talking's coming soon. I'm just gathering up the good feelings. All right, talking points, talking time. Not really much to say, but I'll say it anyway. Still running. And this video is going to be like over an hour long. Some of these have been going long. If it goes too long, I might not necessarily stick to the script. I might have to lower the weight. Oh my goodness. I don't want to be intimidated by this workout. This is a workout I can successfully say I can do 2 years. Boom. All right. My time management has not been the best. Last night, I was hanging out. No excuses. I was not a good host. I almost fell asleep. Could have worked harder to really be a better host, be a better friend. There was a couple points I was thinking about it and then almost falling asleep, and thinking about it and almost falling asleep, and thinking about it and almost falling asleep. A lot of things for me to work on. Interpersonal, comedic, even though after Wink's dying, part of me just doesn't want to do comedy. Comedy was the safe place where I can go anywhere and everywhere and throw out a good story about Winks, because cats are funny. And I love telling those jokes about her and stuff, and her attitude towards stuff. And I mean, some of the jokes were completely made up. I never took her to the beach. There's a joke about me taking her to the beach, and she's like, biggest litter box ever, and she's leaving landmines for all the tourists. And I couldn't believe that she left so many landmines. Couldn't even get her down to the water. My goodness, that little girl was 12 pounds of fur and love and happiness in a 10-pound body. But when I picked her up to take her back from halfway down the beach, she only weighed 5 pounds. That didn't happen. That's a joke. But using her in a joke like that felt pretty good, because I did think about taking her to the beach, but she had no desire to leave my house. She'd only been outside my house twice. Once when I found her, she was living outside the house underneath my deck. And then I gained her trust, and in 2 weeks I kidnapped her. Then the other time was to go get her fixed and see the vet and all that kind of stuff. You know, I used to think those like pet insurance plans and all that kind of stuff for like checkups on your pet and all that kind of stuff was bullshit. Part of me still thinks it is mostly, but maybe if I had more money, maybe if I did that, maybe if I buy premium cat food. Although it was like any cat food I bought her except for like one brand, she would always just gain a ton of weight. And then like I bought this one brand, and it wasn't even like weight reduction stuff. It was just like I gave her that and she wasn't quite as fat. She was still a little plump, and that was fine. As long as she could jump up on a counter and move around and get out of her own way, I was pretty happy about whatever shape she wanted to be in. I just wanted her to be capable. And yeah, wish I could have done things differently. I worry about people that say they have no regrets. Maybe they just don't have a clear lens into the past. I have a lot of regrets. Could have been a better person in so many ways. Could have not taken things for granted. That's a big part, taking things for granted. When my grandmother started getting better, I thought, cool, maybe I'll visit her this summer. That'll be awesome. I knew that there's a part of me that said, wait a minute, let's not get our hopes up. Good news is I didn't get my hopes up too much. Bad news is she died. Good news was, thanks to Steve, I actually got to, miracle of technology, got to see video back and forth. Although she was kind of out of it and she might have not even known I was on Steve's cell phone. But I gotta give that guy a call. I gotta back to not taking things for granted. I gotta give some of my family phone calls and all that kind of stuff. You're not being taken for granted. And I'm very thankful. Think about someone, just think good thoughts, and then I don't give them a call. Wonder how that person's doing. Never follow up on that. I want to do a little bit more of that. It's totally fucking lame. And I think a lot of people will be like, dude, this guy's lame. Why does he keep saying, have a good day? But I'd rather have 100 people think I'm lame and one person really gets something good out of that. Really, someone out there just knows that someone gives a shit. Outside their main circle. It seems like sometimes you can be in like only in your main circle and everybody else is, you know, a different type of human being. But everybody in your main circle is real people. For a little while, a couple months ago, I wanted an inner circle. I mean, I basically had one. My dad, my cat, my grandma. On my mom's side. My grandma on my dad's side. We speak the same language, but I don't know. There's not really a huge connection there. There's not really, we can't sit and just try to talk different languages for hours. Not that I did that too much with my grandma, but it was enough. You know, she'd get tired of me trying to speak bad French, and I would just get tired of trying to speak bad French. Back to coulda, woulda, shoulda. Should have asked her for more stories. It's weird. It started out, I think she started out at dairy farm. But hard work, she said, hard work. And they made much more money having a meat farm instead. So they switched out to meat farm and it was less work. According to her. It's like you put them out in the field and then you collect them, then they kill them, and you get paid for them. You know, or not quite that order, but yeah, you get paid for them, they take them, yeah. But just like you don't have to milk them every day, you don't have to deal, you know. It's like, oh, more money, less work. That's why they switched over from dairy farm to meat farm. Oh, goodness. It's amazing what can happen in 3 generations. 3 or 4 generations ago, a lot more people were farmers. But there's a lot less people that are farmers. And there's a lot more food available. That is why I believe in technology. So far, so good. Yeah, there's possibilities on the horizon for bad things. I love how I just went on a total weird tangent, by the way. And even that's a weird tangent. But that's what these talks are for. The stuff I just don't say to other people. Or try not to, because the stuff's weird. Confuses people. Or maybe they already know it and like, why are you speaking the obvious? Why are you thinking about things that are just a waste of time to think about? But, where does that go? 4 generations ago, a lot more farmers. 3 generations ago, a lot more farmers. 2 generations ago, yeah, more farmers. But food's cheaper, 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 more available, wider variety. For good or ill, there's a lot more food available. And it makes me believe that that trend will continue, basically. And eventually things will be so cheap, people will need to work less and less. But there'll be less and less jobs available because automation. So many better ways to automate things and all that, and like that tip over point where it'll become less expensive to buy not just a self-driving car, like it'll actually be less expensive to buy a self-driving car than it will be to own your own driving car. That's what I see. I mean, self-driving cars, I think that's just, it'll be tied in with smart lights and all that kind of stuff, so like traffic patterns will be, you know, way better. But telepresence is going to become huge for so many tasks. And, you know, hey, I don't get paid for my drive to work. You know, why not hit a button and just show up and do the work? Of course, I'm a delivery driver right now, so yeah, that's not a thing. Unless I have a robot that's in the car that's like not driving the car, but doing the deliveries. Like, oh, I'm telepresence, my robot's walking in. And maybe it'd be better, they don't have to see this mug, you know. They'll see a happy, shiny robot with a modulated voice. Oh, there's a real person behind here. I just like modulation. Anyway, continuing with that thought, Universal, here's the end of that thought, universal basic human income. Because let's say you're super rich, and let's say there's a whole bunch of people without jobs, and they're all looking at you, and they're all hungry. Yeah, you can automate your defenses. You could have automated machine guns, and because you're not going to trust human guards, because human guards are probably related to people that don't have any money, so they'll take you out. But like, you feel bad because your automated machine guns on your compound are just killing people, and you want to be able to walk around the city. You want to be able to see people and be social and all that. And it's just like, I spend this much on my defenses in my compound, and I have a lot less freedom. Or I spend this much and donate towards a universal basic human income, and I don't have to watch my back 24/7. I don't have to buy all these defenses and stuff. I don't know. So I just think the cost of universal basic human income is, or whatever the phrasing is of it, it'll be better. And honestly, I think, if that comes into play, if big data goes deeper into like actual manipulations into the human body, and somewhat in the mind, and all sorts of weird, interesting things are correlated and figured out, and experiments are designed based upon it, and people are volunteering for that. But it's done in extremely safe ways, extremely minimal invasiveness, and minimal you can draw upon this conclusion. Let's take that to the next step. We're going for 1% gains here. And this experimental group has 1% gain at this juncture. All right, let's see if we can go 2%, and be very, very safe and smooth. And with big data, I think you could do that. So you could have very, very safe experiments, and you could have millions of them going on. Especially with people with universal basic human income, they would be like, yeah, sure, I'll help out the world. The world's helping me out. I might as well give a little back. And I think it'll actually be all voluntary. Like, you won't have to I have to be a guinea pig for universal basic human income. I don't think it'll go that way. I think there's a fear of that. But I know if I was taken care of, if I'm not a wage slave. So maybe the big thing in my life is not so much a big thing. Never going to become super rich or rich at all. Who knows? Maybe one of the books will do something good and I'll become financially free. That's the big goal. Financially free. What does that mean? Investing $2 million, have $2 million invested, and have an income based upon interest of like $50,000 a year. That's it. Which is a lot. Which is so far away on the horizon. But I'm thinking, if the books do well, if I finish the books and get those out, the books do well. The big book I'm going to be betting on is Mealtime. There's so much in Mealtime, and I should put that on the back burner, but I've been just writing that. And then there's other books I've kind of basically thrown away. I've been told by people I trust that just I don't like it, it's not good. So there's stuff that I hate to say it. There's stuff that's been erased and it's in the ether. It's gone. And part of that was accidental. Part of that was Chuck Palahniuk's first book, I think, was just this enormous thing that he wrote. And he hated it, and I think he deleted all the copies. And somehow someone might have found a digital copy somewhere and brought it back to him. And he convinced that guy to dude, you're a fan, destroy that. And I think that happened. And he said that book was absolute garbage. But writing the garbage I don't know, maybe I'm paraphrasing here, maybe I'm putting words in his mouth. Maybe that process got him to be what I consider a good author, a great author. Anyway, so that's my bet right there. It's not on comedy, it's not on music. My retirement plan is not based upon comedy, it's not based upon music. Like I said, the whole start of this is, am I giving up comedy? Not really. It's there when I need it. I've been doing it for a little bit more than a year, regularly. I've probably been up on stage, at last count, slightly more than 50 times. And I wish I'd videotaped them all. There's probably some refinement. I could probably go in there and look for nuggets to get better and all that. But I kind of gave myself a timeline. I was like, unless I was getting asked to do things that were not non-open mics within a year, that was kind of my secret thing. Within a year, if I get asked to be part of a group of people that are doing comedy, I guess what they call a showcase. So maybe they have an open mic and they have a showcase with people ahead of time. Kind of want to be on that. And like, unless I get asked for one of those, legitimately based upon my skills, not nepotism or anything like that, then I might want to think about slowing it down and focusing more on the writing and these experiments like this. And this experiment is a good experiment. The health, it'll just give me a longer life to do more things, like maybe get back into comedy. Like I said, I'm not shutting the door on it. It's not leaving a bad taste in my mouth. I'm glad I did it, but still doing it. And there's a new angle of attack with this. There's an improv thing. I don't know whether that's going to work out. I hope it'll work out. But in my experience, things that are that untested and untried, it's tough to get those things flowing right the first time. It's like the first time a band plays out that has complicated and like, especially like a jam band, like not epic. But you know, it could be too. Sometimes magic happens, sometimes wonderful things. This weekend is the weekend I do preparation for that. Big preparation tomorrow. And then Sunday it's happening. So anyway, ending that note now. Matter of fact, I should probably check my phone. That's been on Do Not Disturb. See if anybody called. Give back some calls. I got a sneaking suspicion there's probably at least one person from that that's getting a little bit concerned. Making a lot of double checks. And I'm no stranger to that. All right. End of video. Later it shall be. And I have the feeling that there was things left that I should have gone into, but didn't, so. Just because I couldn't think of them, not for any other reasons, but yeah, just there's like things I wanted to talk about in the back of my head, but I don't know what they are. I'm forgetting too many things swirling around my head. I need to organize my mind just a bit better. All right, this time for real. End of video. Later it shall be.